Okay, I have tried to record this video multiple times and my camera just, I guess I didn't charge it for long enough because it keeps dying. So let's hope we can get through this video because I have some news to share and then I have to order a humidifier on Amazon. So let's get through this. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get right into it. I am leaving Houston. It has been kind of long time coming. I just feel like I've had the itch, but with all the things that have been going on in the world, it was something that I really had to, think through and evaluate my options. I've been living in Houston for 5 years, and this city has given me so much. I honestly never intended to move to Houston from Austin, like in 2016 when I left Chicago and honestly picked up my life and came to Texas with just 2 suitcases. I was like, I love Austin, and then we'll see what happens. But in the year that I had moved to Austin, I changed jobs, and with the new job, the position was either in Dallas or Houston, and so I had to make a choice between the two, and I had chosen Houston. Now, I'm sharing this because, like I said, I never intended to move to Houston, but it made more sense with work, just because my commute in Austin was exhausting. It was like party fun on the weekends, but I'd have to wake up super early on Mondays. My commutes to my clients, whether it was up in Michigan or it was like Seattle, just all over the place, it was 8-9 hours easy from when I would leave my apartment, like lock up the apartment, to when I would get to client site, and that was too much. I'd always have to take connecting flights, this and that. So when I joined my new company as a consultant, traveling consultant, I knew I would have to travel every week, just like I previously was doing, but I also knew my commute would be shorter, so I was more inclined to make that change. But I had chosen Houston because I have family here. When my parents first, or when my grandparents first came from India, my dad's side resided in Texas, so had family here and a few friends here. And then I was like, we're just gonna figure it out, like we always do. Just go with the flow, make some friends, and then see how it goes. If you don't like it, you can move. I love Houston. I started my Instagram platform here, and now for what it is today. There was just so many different experiences that I had, and I was flourishing in that aspect, but still I always felt like something was missing, and that was always in the back of my mind, but I really couldn't figure out like what it was. So between 2017, 2018, and then 2019, I was just go between working all the time and then learning, how to be an influencer and content creator and adapting to that change in my life. I didn't really have much time to think about where I was, and my apartment was honestly just like, I don't want to say it was a storage unit, but it felt like a hotel in some ways, right? Because Monday through Thursday I'm traveling, I'm coming home Thursday, and then I'm like, I have to shoot content, I have to do this, I have to meet up with people, but I was just like, I'm not really enjoying that apartment, or maybe let me change things here in Houston first before I even consider making such a change. So in 2019 I was like, okay, I'm gonna change my apartment, and my lease is ending and I can decide how I feel. So I decided to give Houston 1 more year, and then 2020 happened, and of course we had the pandemic, and I was like, shit, I am here, my apartment is a dungeon. Obviously my lease is ending soon, but I'm working from home, and that was such a culture shock for me, or lifestyle shock and change that was forced upon me. And I mean, so many people now are going back to work, but my industry is basically remote, so I'll get to that in a second, but that was also a big factor. I feel like I'm rambling, so hopefully you're still with me. But anyways, in 2020, I was like, okay, can't move anywhere just yet because the world is shut down, so I guess I'm gonna just find a new place. And I moved into my current high rise and I love it. Like, I fell in love with it. And honestly, if I, you know, could live in this apartment for a few more years, I totally would, because like this view and everything is to die for. But you know, as 2021 came along, I started to have the itch of like, okay, like work has said we're permanently work from home. Instagram and all of these things are taking off, but still I feel unfulfilled by this city. I love my friends to death. They're like my lifelong friends. I'm so fortunate, but I just felt like my routine was kind of bland, and I'm okay with bland. I'm okay with settled, but like I'm not really settled, so I needed to change it up. Like I felt like I was getting complacent. Maybe settled isn't the word, but like my routine is basically like work, take the dog to the dog park, work out, and then I didn't even have a desire for people to visit me in Houston. Like I never invite people to visit because I'm just like, there's nothing to do here. And like, that's not how you should feel about a place you live. You know, obviously early on when I moved to Texas, everyone had visited me between Austin and like my early years in Houston. So I guess I also have been living here for 5 years, and that's a long time. But like when you're sitting here and you have no desire to even check out new restaurants, even though I'm like a foodie or I like, you know, doing things. I don't like going out that much. But I'm just like, okay, you shouldn't be like this, you know, like you should change it up, but like what's missing? So that's when I started to realize like, okay, I need to move. And that was honestly a month into moving here, and you can imagine my parents were like, is she fucking kidding? Or like everyone's like, wait, you literally just moved into this new apartment and you're already just like planning on leaving again, like what? But I was marinating over it, and then over the summer I was just like, okay, I have 6-7 months left of my lease, and you know, that is enough time to one, figure out work stuff, and you know, figure out where I want to live. And, you know, do I want to leave Texas? Do I want to move to Dallas? Do I want to go back to Austin? What do I want to do? I don't know. So, you know, I had to think through those things, and I came to a decision, and I started working towards that, which I will talk about in my next video. But yeah, I'm leaving, and I'll save the sappy shit for later. Because I don't really want to make my friends cry during this video, and I honestly don't want to start crying during this video because I have other things I need to do today. But it has been such a remarkable experience moving to a city where, you know, I didn't really expect to live here. And this is the city that I've lived the longest in, you know, outside of Detroit. So I am so grateful for all that Houston has given me and the experiences I've had along the way, the people I've met. Like literally my life has changed. Like from when I moved here and who I was at that time to who I am now, like I'm a completely different person. And you know, I'm glad that I was in the environments that I was here to be able to fuel that change or support that change or accept it, and adapt to my new lifestyle. So this is definitely bittersweet. But I think if I were to give a takeaway in this, and you know, there's a lesson in everything. I've never been the one to shy away from like picking up my life and changing things up to chase something new. Not saying I, you know, am chasing thrills or anything like that. But at the same time, you know, when you feel like there's something missing, or there's something that's pulling you towards something else, just go for it. Lean into it and then see what happens. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, do I think that where I'm moving to next is like my permanent spot? No, I don't make plans for anything. Yes, no. Maybe not, honestly. But at the same time, like, at 30, 31, like life is too short to stay in one place if you have the itch to move. Or if there's an opportunity that comes along and, you know, the universe is kind of like, hey, all signs are pointing to exit number 65. So maybe like take it and see what happens. Yeah, like just try. You know, life is all about the adventures, and I'm excited to be starting a new one. I think I'm really gonna grow as a person in this next chapter of my life, and I'm just like open to it. Like I have no idea what to expect, and that's kind of daunting. But at the same time, I do think that everything happens for a reason, and so I'm looking forward to all the exciting things to come, and I am excited to take you guys on this journey as well with me. So don't worry, we're gonna get an apartment tour of this place. We will document the moving process, the apartment hunting process, all the logistics that I've been doing behind the scenes. Yeah, there's just like a lot. So I'm taking you guys on that journey with me, and I can't wait for us to do this together. We'll figure it out. All right, see you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. See ya.